Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. It's 10 o'clock. It's Thursday evening. It's the 25th of August. Yes. Coming up to the autumn pretty soon, not far away now. And lots of us are thinking of our flights to Thailand. Okay. First of all, I'd like to say good evening to everyone. David R., nice to hear from you. Bobby Crush, Thai Belly Boy, Barry from EastEnders, Jolly Fox, Shane Humphreys, James Everett, McLaren F1 race, Stuart Marsden, Sean Moore, Chaz Brown, Dixie Enormous, Guideline 7, Tillett Hertz, Costel Luca, yeah, okay, Ned Fields, Capo 17, Jeffrey Wood, Delayed Dave, Leo Malley, Bottle Baby, Derek Edwards, speckled hen back. Yeah, I do have a speckled hen, but I'm not really drinking much of it. I'm actually drinking. I've been pretty good. I'm drinking a bit of this, the Coors Light, even though I know that it's a bit weak, but the calorific, stuff does make a big difference. And I've been doing my speed walk every day, so I've been pretty good like that. Gabby Hayes, Paul Hoskin, nice to have you. Johnny Day, Guilty Traveller, David R. is leaving in 40 days. Yes. Oh, okay, that sounds good. David R. is off to Bangkok and Thailand and Cambodia and all of that. A lot of us are. So we've got a few things to talk about tonight. There's a few little important little issues to talk about. Nothing dramatic. Ian UK, nice to hear from you. Let's see, Natal in the buff Vietnamese ladies, okay. World Traveller, Martin White, Pinball, Carl 3374, Kipax, nice to hear from you. Tom Red FM, Martin Blunsden, Stuart Marsden, yes, Dell, Gordon Wright, Super Nice, and Nomad Overseas, we're up to 130 in the chat. Derek Edwards, Gemini Star, Fergal Healy, Tom Street, and nice to hear from you all, guys. Donald Trump, Brad Hamilton, Bernard Purcell, and Yogi Bear. Now, what more can you possibly want other than a nice bunch of very, very nice people like that? Okay. So tonight, there's a couple of issues tonight. Travel talk, not major issues, but one of the ones I want to talk about again is flights. And now it's still, the case when a lot of people are saying that they're reluctant to go to Thailand right now because the flights are so ridiculously expensive. Well, not from where I'm looking. We'll have a little chat about that in a moment. And also, there is the situation of, it's now being confirmed that as from beginning of October, your visa on arrival in Bangkok is not 30 days. It's a very, very generous and very welcoming 45 days. That is so good. I wonder how many people will really appreciate that. People who would normally go there for 4 months, but sorry, people who would normally go there for 4 weeks, who might now be to go there for 6 weeks. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So we'll chat on a little bit about that. But first of all, okay. First of all, before we get that on, let's have a teensy weensy bit of a rant, okay? Yeah, okay. Right, McLaren F1 race, Facebook friend of mine. Eddie, mate, spill the beans on your Navy rum. Okay, I better hold back here because this is going to get sort of overheated. ASDA deliveries. I've been getting ASDA deliveries quite recently, last few months. I kind of like the deliveries. You get online, you feel in command, with your credit card, I want this. And there's always the case when there's some things that don't turn up or they give you things that you don't want. It's never 100%. But I've never had what I had last night, a late delivery, okay? In the dark, yes, okay? And basically, I bought 3 bottles of spirits. I bought a nice gin, yes. I bought a nice whiskey. They couldn't get the whiskey that I wanted, so they substituted it with something else, but it wasn't bad. And I bought my good old, reliable, much beloved Lamb's Navy rum. Yes, okay. I bought my Lamb's Navy rum, and I was in the dark. I unpacked it. I unpacked it. The guy, dropped it off. I bunged it where it should have been. And it was only later that I noticed this. Yes, this. So what can we say about this? How about saying dozy bastards? Honest to God, for Christ's sake, they've still got the security, thing on it. The thing when you buy it from the store, they have this so that you can't run out with it. They've actually delivered it like this. Like, I don't know how to get this off. I know there's a YouTube video out there somewhere. I don't know what the consequences are of me attempting to get this up. But what dozy bastards! I mean, for Christ's sake. Oh, it's good job I haven't got Caroline Monroe coming around. Imagine if Caroline Monroe was coming around there. Eddie, we know that you'll love me and my old Lamb's Navy rum adverts. And how about pouring us a couple of glasses? Sorry, Caroline, no can do. Dozy, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I really, really don't know what I'm going to do. These people who pack things, I wish they'd get their head out of their ass. I mean, for Christ's sake. And don't say it's my fault that when I received it, that I didn't. It's not my job to notice it. I thought I had a couple of beers, or I was in a nice, relaxed mode. Basically, I've got a bottle of rum here, which is neither use nor ornament to me at this moment in time. Dozy, oh Jesus. Okay, so set me peace. When will ASDA ever actually get it right? I think the answer is never. Okay, there we go. So, send me peace. ASDA. Don't you just love them? Robert Williamson, nice to hear from you. David R. It's not a visa on arrival letter. It's a visa exemption. Well, so was that the phrase that when you normally arrive in Thailand and you get a 30 days? Is that called a 30-day visa exemption? Maybe, perhaps it is, but it's gone from 30 to 45 days now, which is good anyway. But that is only temporary. That's only going to last until the end of March. I don't really know why. I mean, if you've got to bring in something like that, at least make it permanent. Okay, Brad Hamilton. Flights are much better now. I'm going November the 13th for 730 US dollars from LA. That sounds good. If that's a return ticket, that's very, very good. Okay, well, a couple more comments, and I'll tell you what I discovered yesterday. Prior 9, nice to hear from you. Super nice. Who's this? Super nice. Thanks for the talk to Charles Bronson. I watched the videos. Okay, cheers for that. Let's see. Gordon Rice got my flight 3 months ago, over $1,000. And now it's $2,000. Now, this is it. I keep hearing this. And even other vloggers out in Thailand have noticed this. The reason, apparently it's very, very quiet in places like, extremely quiet in places like Pattaya at this moment in time. But it is the lowest of the low season. But people keep hearing that, the reason people are going to be put up, for one thing, there's going to be a recession coming. So there are going to be a lot of people who simply not got not a lot of money this year, but the price of flights are going to put them off. Now, where Gordon's there is saying basically his flight is doubled. He's got his flight, he's booked it, but now it's double. Well, I've heard this quite a lot. So yesterday, I've got my flight booked for the beginning of November for 4 months. A 4-month return ticket with a very good airline and a direct flight from Heathrow to Bangkok at the very reasonable price of about, I think it's about £710 return, and I paid about an extra 60 quid for insurance. So it's basically, so it's a very reasonable price, but it's basically £710 return. And some people have said there's a good job you booked that because that would be a lot more expensive now. So I went on Skyscanner yesterday to see if this was true. And it didn't take me long to glance at it. That flight that I paid £710 return for is now about £640 return. It's actually gone down. It hasn't doubled like a lot of people. It's actually gone down. If I was to book that now, I'd be 70 quid better off. So, you know, I keep hearing people saying the flights are ridiculously expensive. Every time I look, they don't look that way to me. Anyway, prior 9, thank you. Pete Bailey, nice to hear from you. Nice, 33 days to land this matter. Good for you, mate, anyway. Bobby Cross, David are correct. 10 points. For another 10 points, can the 45-day visa extension be extended by another 45 days? I think it can only be extended by another 30 days. I mean, I don't know. I've read two different versions of it. In the UK, they go for 6 weeks in December. Extended visa is a nice welcome. That, of course it is. Of course, it's got to be good news. Got to be good news. I mean, some other parts of the world, like South America, are far more generous with the visas than Asian countries. They're far more. They're far more relaxed with it. I mean, for 30 days to 45, that's a good move. Why is it only temporary? Why are they going to plan on abolishing it in March? I hear that they're aiming for maybe 10 million visitors by the end of this year. We'll see about that. You know, I mean, I don't know what numbers add up to, but I mean, why is it only temporary? Why are they only doing it till March? If it's a good idea, then why not keep it? I mean, I will take advantage of that. My plan was to stay in Thailand for 30 days and then move on to Cambodia. But I think I'll now have the luxury of staying there for 45 days. Why the hell not? Why not? It can only be a good thing. And nomads overseas, hasta la vista, baby. Yeah, I think I might just start using Sainsbury's. Paul Hoskin, it's a pity Little don't do deliveries. Yeah, that is a bit of a pity. Brad Hamilton, flights are much better now. I'm flying November the 13th for 730 US round trip. That sounds good. That sounds very, very good. Brad Russell, go on, Eddie, baby. Paul Morgan, what's your opinion on all of these people flooding in it? Well, we've done that. I mean, I have another live channel called Steady Eddie Live. And what we've been doing the last couple of weeks, that is me and the people who get involved in the chat, because we've got a great little community there. We've been asking the big question. And one of the big questions this week, and you can see it on Monday night's live stream on the Steady Eddie Live channel, is about, is Britain going to continue to be a soft touch country, because we never seem to do anything about it. If you want my opinions on that, go and check out that stream from Monday Night Live on the Steady Eddie Live channel, and I've got further ideas about that channel. So my opinion on all these people flooding in is, I'll put it simple, is that Britain is a soft touch country. We're a soft, stupid, soft-hearted, stupid country, which allows other people to wave their politically correct flags at us. And basically, the reason all these people are flooding in is because we, Britain, are a walkover. We're a soft touch and a walkover, and we're offering them things that they simply can't get in the countries of France and Germany and other places. Let's stop. Let's stop giving them all the bloody hotels and the benefits and all that, and they'll stop coming. Okay. Anyway, McLaren F1. Let's see. Michael Tordov, how can we travel? Cost of living rockets. I never thought my gas and electricity would be more than my mortgage. What do you think? Well, it's not winter yet. I don't think anyone's got their heating on here just yet. But it's going to be really bad. I mean, we don't actually know the exact figures yet, but it sounds pretty bad. It does sound pretty bad. Basically, I'd travel just to get away from the bloody electricity and the gas bills. Tony Foley, quality rum, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for telling me that it's quality rum. Can't bloody drink it. It's got like a security thing on it. Rude potato. I'd be going at it with a treble, okay. Peter just won. Hi, Ed. I'm going to do a road trip in European countries starting on Saturday. That sounds good. Looking to see Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Albania, Greece, etc. Maybe head to the Greek islands. I mean, do you mean Crete? Do you mean Crete? Fantastic. Fantastic. Greece, wonderful country. I mean, in the month of September, in the month of September, Greece is fantastic, wonderful climate, absolutely amazing. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Bottle baby, I'm in the Navy. Okay, good for you, mate. Gemini Star, Eddie, did you pay for it? Of course, you talk about the rum. Of course, I paid for it. I paid it all with my credit card and all that. I even paid. I even got something I didn't even ask for. Kipax, use a hammer, okay. Bobby Crush, hacksaw. Joe Hart, nice to hear for you. Kipax, chainsaw, okay. The suggestions about the Lamb's Navy rum. Come on, thick and fast. Paul Hoskin, it's to stop you drinking it, Ed. Okay, fine, thank you. Tripod, Ed, concentrate on the chat, please. Okay, try my best. Bobby Cross, drill a hole in the bottle and put a straw in. Chonsky, you're going to chug it? What? Chug it? What? Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean. A pair of pliers will do the job, Ed. So what we've had hacksaws, hammers, chainsaws, pair of pliers. David, are you sure you didn't nick that bowl? I haven't been anywhere near bloody ASDA in years. I haven't been there. I don't go shopping there. For the last couple of months, I've been doing my delivery. How the hell? Come on, it starts in the store when they're packing these things. When they pack, how the hell can he pack 3 bottles of spirit to go out to a customer, and one of them still got the bloody security thing on it? I mean, you can't say that it's my fault. It's not my fault. And when I received the delivery, I'm in my home, having a couple of beers, and not fully aware. It's only later that I notice. It's their job to notice it. Oh Jesus! What's it? Many listens. Can't be. Oh well, whatever. But Barry for me standards, genius. Keep it on display as an ornament. Okay. Bobby Chris. Martin Blonsden, lol, poor old lad, no rum tonight. Well, at least I got a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of gin anyway, so it's a bit of consolation. And no matter overseas, fairly sure those things. Somebody, my friend was here yesterday. We were chatting away when this was bloody delivered, and he did suggest that fairly sure those things don't have ink sprays in them like some security ones. Have you got a hacksaw? Yeah, it's been suggested it might have an ink. Oh my God, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Capo 17. My wife works for ASDA. They lose hundreds of security tags a week, and they are expensive. Well, there's a video on YouTube which I believe it was McLaren F1. Sent me today, and I will watch it. I will watch it the entirety, but it shows you how to get them off. And the guy who ended up with one of these, he had it delivered from guess where? Yeah, you guessed it, ASDA. Bobby Crush, no way Eddie paid for that rum. It's on my bloody. I've got a receipt for it. It's on my ASDA account. Kipax, you got that? I've been joking for a fiver. Michael sort of. Maybe that rum come out of our back door. Charles Brown, phone number. Perhaps give you. Have you ever? Do you phone people up in this day and age? I mean, everyone's got an answer machine plus one number for one, plus 2 to actually talk to somebody who isn't a robot. It's taking about a bloody hour to get through them. McLaren F1 race, class entertainment, Eddie. Enjoy your rum. Okay, thank you. David, yes, you don't have a visa. Yeah, I mean, well, it's only the terminology, whatever you call it. All I know is that you fill in this form on a plane before you land, and you get 30 days, and now it's 45 days. So, Rude Potato, can this be re-edited to add next to bottle of rum? Okay, we'll see how that goes anyway. Shane Moore, I've just forked out over £500 for one way to return home to Bangkok from UK. Direct and last minute flights were expected to pay the premium. 500 isn't that bad. It's not that bad. It's not particularly good, but isn't that bad really, even for one way. And nomad overseas has been confirmed that the visa exemption can be extended for a further 45 days. Is that option only apply? Well, it's 45 days. On arrival, you can get a 45-day stay. You can, you can. I think if you go to the immigration office, but I don't know if you can extend it for another 45 or only another 30. Still not sure about that because I was trying to read into that and it didn't really make sense. Dutch Ferrand, just put a screwdriver between it, okay? That one guy, that favourite burger says go steady before you go with me, okay? Roger, did you give me a review, did you? Roger Hughes, do you still have to fill the paper slip out on the airplane? Well, you did last time I landed. I did hear somebody saying quite recently that you don't have to do that anymore. But I did hear someone saying that. There you go, Smith, watch me call it out. I did hear someone saying you don't have to do that anymore, but as far as I know, David R., you were allowed to enter the country for 45 days without having a visa. Yeah, that sounds bloody good. That sounds good to me. Paul Hoskin, is it possible to be a monk for 45 days? That's 135. That's 135 massages. Let me see for the moment. Who's this? Shane Humphreys. Vietnam just cost me £113 return. Is that from Bangkok? Sounds good enough. Capo can tell you how to get tag up a private email only. Okay, we'll see what happens. Anyway, Bobby Crush, I haven't seen that it can be extended. Still waiting for news. Yeah, well, it's been confirmed that they have, increased the 30 days to 45 days. But it'd be interesting to see how many people will that affect. How many people will be planning on going out there, or maybe you haven't booked the flights yet, but will be thinking, I'll go out there for 4 weeks. But now that this news has come through, on second thought, I'll go out there for 6 weeks. 6 weeks is a good time, isn't it? Let's see, Chris X. My mate booked his flight the other day, £1,200 economy direct, London Heathrow to Bangkok, just going higher. Economy direct. Well, I've got an economy direct, and I paid about 710 quid for it return, and now it's 640. So mine's actually gone down. So I can't really see it really. The motel, £710. What airport, Eddie? Heathrow. Michael Todd, I'd like to have a trip with you in November. I'll be in Pattaya. Well, I'll be in Pattaya as well, so keep in touch, mate. Cheers. And nomad overseas. Bobby Cross, yeah, I'm in the same boat. Might just bite the bullet and fork out for 60-day tourist fees, then extend for the further 30 days. At least I know where to stand there. Okay. Barry from EastEnders, these people saying 1,000 are full of crap. Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I've got it for much better. Let's see. Barry from EastEnders, flights are fine. Just have to use Skyscanner. Guess what I use? Skyscanner. I mean, Skyscanner is the return. The search engine. I use Skyscanner, and it seems pretty good. The airline I'm going with, and I'm not saying which one it is for reasons I've already pointed out, but it's a direct flight, and it's and I was pleased to pay 710 quid for it. I paid an extra 60 for insurance, if I need to cancel for any reason, but I was quite happy with £710. But now, when I seen it yesterday, I think it's 640. I can't really. I find it hard to see what all the fuss is about, to be honest with you. David R. Call the airline, Ed. You were entitled to a refund or a difference. It probably cost me about 3 hours to phone the airline. But thanks for that anyway. Thanks for that. Real potato, 45 plus 45 is 3 months for just 1,900 baht. I'll buy that. Okay, that's fine by me. Fine, sounds good to me. Dutch Farang, turn off your saved air miles, Eddie. Maybe then you will see the high prices. I haven't got any saved air miles. I haven't saved any air miles at all. My Christmas flights are 1,100 quid more than what I paid. So you're saying you've already booked them, and now they would cost you a further 1,100 quid. Well, that sounds expensive. But then Christmas, I don't fly out to Bangkok at Christmas time. I don't think I've even flown out there in December time, because flights, as soon as December comes, they do go up in value. I mean, they do go up in price. Hey, Melissa, 7th of November, Thai Air, Ion Phuket, return Bangkok. Booked directly about 4 months ago. Well, that sounds good. Sounds good. Speedway, these cheap flights, normally the luggage is on 20 kilogram or less. Well, no, the luggage is fine. It's fine, absolutely. 20, you don't need more than 20 kilos of luggage anyway. I mean, what are you going to take in your suitcase? I mean, because you have to take your laptop out of it anyway, and a couple of other things. You have to carry them separately. But 20 kilos, no, that's included with my ticket. Not a problem. Bottle Baby, I paid 550 UK, then 3 days later it increased to 1,000. Interesting. David R., the maximum stay on a visa exemption is 90 days. That's bloody good. Well, that's good. 90 days is good. David Coleman, hi Eddie. The train was so bad getting home today. Really? David Coleman's in Vancouver. Well, best of luck to you, mate, anyway. Hopefully you don't have cancellations the way we've been having. I don't use trains in England anyway. Bobby Cross, Saudi Airlines do the cheapest flights. The thing about the Middle Eastern airlines, I mean, I've never flown with Saudi, but I've been with Royal Jordanian, Emirates, and a couple of the others, and they are good. They are pretty good. Martin Blunton, you having a bad day? No rum and rip off flight price. Okay. Bottle Baby, Cambodia and Vietnam also tight. In what way? In what way? The travelling Irishman, cost is probably coming down because the planes aren't filling up. That's more or less what I heard. That's more or less what I thought. I thought that when I see it, because it's all doom and gloom in the news. In England, it is anyway, where we're all told there's going to be the mother of all recessions on the way. There's going to be energy and gas. We're all going to be bloody skint this winter time, and a lot of people simply won't be able to afford to travel abroad. So that's more or less what I thought, really. Let's see, Simon and Siam, even there, drill a hole in the bottom of the bottle and enjoy. Okay, good idea. Graham Johnson, I'm the same, Eddie. I'm the same, Eddie. I can't find all these over-the-top airfares. I check every time somebody puts details of which flight, and it's always cheaper when they claim. Graham Johnson lives in Spain right now, so yeah, Graham's very, very wise. He knows his stuff. Nice to hear from you anyway, Graham. But yeah, I mean, I can't really see. I'm not saying anyone's telling porkies or anything, but when I see, all these flights going for a grand or a grand extra, I can't see it personally. I mean, I booked a flight. I didn't have any problem with it. I really, really didn't have any problem. David Coleman, is ASDA the big shopping place? Do you get? No, it's called ASDA. It is a big shopping place. I think it was owned by Walmart. No, this is interesting. Chris Cuthbert, Ed, try looking at flights in other airplanes or other airports. They're double the price. No, this is interesting because I've thought this before. If people are flying from Manchester or Newcastle, I mean, they are going to be smaller airports than Heathrow. Heathrow is the biggest and the best airport in Britain. And I could fly from closer airports. Bristol Airport is closer to me than Heathrow is, but it's more expensive. And this is the thing, you see, you've got to ask yourself the question, if your flight from Manchester or Newcastle or wherever is ridiculously expensive, it may be worth getting on a train or a coach and going down to Heathrow and saving yourself, a lot of money from flying from Heathrow. It's, maybe that's what it is. I mean, if I lived in Newcastle, I wouldn't want to go all the way to Heathrow. But if I was to save myself bloody 500 quid, I'd say it's, probably is worth it. Let me see now. Donald Bujo, steady Eddie Rules. Can't wait to see you vlogging from Thailand for 45 days. Okay, cheers, Donald. Nice to hear from you. I'll be starting in Thailand and finishing there, but in between, I'm going to be traveling through Cambodia. That is the plan anyway. Can't wait. Yeah, let's see now. McLaren F1 race. Hi, Ed. Call me Clive now. Cat's out of the bag with Peter calling me Clive. I'm a potential monger if the wife hasn't left. Okay. Cheers, Clive. Anyway, I'll have to remember that. Cheers, Clive. Okay. Jeez, I'm well behind the chair. That one guy, November the 25th, US versus England. November the 25th. If England loses, it's disgraceful. If England is disgraceful, US loses, it's expected. Oh, yeah, of course, in November, we've got the World Cup, the actual World Cup. And but Britain isn't performing well. England isn't performing very well right now. But we've got the World Cup, so there's going to be a lot of those bars are going to be full of English fellas shouting and bawling about football and and swearing and getting drunk and spilling their ale and then crying when England. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. Kipax, Lisa Dale, Roger or Dodger. Don't mention Lisa Dale. Her boyfriend might be in the chat. Okay. David Coleman. Okay, thank you. Paul Morgan. I meant all these white men flooding. I meant all these white men flooding into Thailand and countries like it. Surely it's very ironic from yourself. Do you not see the contradiction? Educate yourself on what they get. Whatever. I don't know. Are you comparing? Us British guys going to Thailand? Are you comparing us to immigrants? Coming across the channel in dinghies? I'm not so sure. I mean, because we're going to Thailand to spend money. Those dinghy people are coming here to take our money. That's what it's all about, anyway. That one guy, thank you for that super chat, by the way, mate. Appreciate that anyway. Thank you. Let's see. Mike from Wales. Yeah, say it how it is, Ed. Okay, thank you. Chugsy, agrees to keep the immigrants out of our country, especially the Cape and Happy Heady. Oh, my. Oh, no, it's dreadful. Mark Holland, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Good Thursday evening. Okay, cheers, mate. Skippo Africanus. Good evening, Eddie. Okay, thanks, mate. Nice to hear from you. McLaren F1 race. Enjoy your Navy, Robert. Thank you. Oh, rub it in. Talk about rub it in. Mike Richardson, off January, Thai Air direct flight, £568. Is that return? That sounds good to me. Sounds good. January's a good month. January, you will find that the prices come down significantly. I've never ever flown to Thailand December time. They're always more expensive, but if you go in January, it's going to be better value. Okay, let me see now. Where are we? Let's see. Jay Grant, a magnet will get it off. I've heard. I haven't actually watched the video that was sent to me. I haven't actually watched it yet, but apparently, I have suffered from a bit of hay fever. It always seems to happen here when I'm here talking. But yeah, I have heard something to do with a magnet. Capo, 45 days is a good thing, but just as everything is getting expensive as a bummer. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen this year. Patriots just won. Electric bill is going to be 3 times in winter time. A lot of people will live hand to mouth. Yeah, and my heart goes out to them. I think if you can, it's probably a good idea to get abroad. I mean, I mean, in Thailand and Cambodia, I mean, I don't think they worry too much about heating. Maybe aircon, but they don't worry much about heating. Yogi Bear, tomorrow is the day we find out if the price cap will be over 3,600. For me, 6 months in Thailand and the Philippines looks profitable. Yeah, I think you're talking about energy bills. Yeah, good for you, mate. Anyway. Tree Town. Ed, have you reserved a Swan Inn yet? No, I won't be staying there again. But I mean, I only stayed there last time because it was kind of convenient because my favourite hotel was closed. And nomads overseas, I'll say soldering iron to weaken the plastic and sharp magic. Oh, Jesus, I don't want to be. What have we had up to now? We've had a chainsaw, a hacksaw. In case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, the wonderful ASDA, the super efficient ASDA, delivered this. The lovely Lamb's Navy rum, complete with a bloody security plastic on the top, so I can't open the damn thing. Up to now, we've had hacksaws, chainsaws, hammers, soldering iron. Joan Quayle, hi Ed, flew into Ho Chi Minh City last night from Brisbane and then jumped onto the limo bus to Vung Tau. Great to be back. I went to Vung Tau and I went there and it's what strikes me with Vung Tau. That's what they call. I think you can get there in a few hours. You get there about 2.5 hours, can't you? By bus, but it's not really a beach resort. It's by the beach, but it's got the smallest. The beach is about the size of a bloody postage stamp, and it looks like a beautiful place. They've got a big statue of the Christ there, which you can go up, and it's wonderful stuff. And the flower arrangement, it looks like a lovely place. But I don't think I've ever seen so many bloody rats in there. There you go in some of those bars and. There's behind the counter there's rats running all over the place and also Vietnam is generally a very safe country. It's a safe country, but that place, that Vung Tau, of a night time when you leave some of those bars, you do have to be careful because there's bastards who will mount the pavements on their motorbikes and rob you. Be careful you haven't got any. If you have to walk around in the early hours of the morning. Make sure that you haven't got any valuables on you. Let's see. Tinks, if that was your last thing, I bet you would get into it. Yeah, absolutely. Neil Fleet, good evening. I booked a flight to the Gambia for January today. Neil Fleet loves Gambia. Probably for all the right reasons. He probably has his fun there and he goes to the Neil Fleet is from Wavertree, Liverpool, and he loves the Gambia. He's been there many times. I've never actually been there. Neil, I mean, I'm sure you have a great time there. So maybe I'll get one of these days. You never know. Booked a flight for January. Good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. You probably see Lisa Dale out there. Let's see, Mike from Wales. Yeah, tomorrow we find out if the price cap is 10K. Thank you, Kipax. Thanks for that. Paul Hoskin. It's worse for the hospitality sector, the rise in energy bills. Let's see. Mike Richardson, ASDA doing a prepaid Thai Baht MasterCard, no ATM charges. That's interesting if it's true. Kipax is saying 220 baht in the machine, you can't stop it. Jamie 296, clearly not your fault, Eddie. You're not acceptable. Put those packers under serious time pressure and pay the pittance. Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Mills, UK is finished. It won't even be a European country in 50 years. Okay, well, fair enough. But I bet you the migrants are still going to want to come here. Dell, security tags come off with a magnet. That's interesting. I'll have to see how that works. And nomad overseas, I used to fix ATMs. Some of the money cassettes, boxes of tamper protection in them that blast ink, which takes weeks to fade away. Oh, geez. Is this real? Is this thing here really got ink in there? David R. Even that form is gone now. You're talking about the form that you have to fill in when you're on the aeroplane. Yeah, that's interesting. That's it. Well, if that's gone, because that's a pain, that isn't it? You know, when you're on your flight, and all of a sudden they give you this. Sorry, I think I've got hay fever. I notice if you bloody hay fever. It's a pain, that I hate that when you're on that flight going from London to Bangkok, and then they give you this form, fill this out, and then okay, fair enough. But then you realise, I haven't got a pen handy. I'm going to have to go on my overhead locker for a pen. And then I've got, I can put my glasses on to read it, because they bloody read it. It's such small print. And I remember once, I filled it out on the plane. I managed to have a pen handy, and some of the others, some sort of foreign geezer, he said, "Excuse me, friend, can I borrow your pen?" I said, okay. So I loaned him my pen, so he knows to do it. And then he loaned it to all of his friends, and everyone was passing my bloody pen around. And, it's a bit of a headache, that is. But if that's gone, well, that's all to the good. Patriots one, beer is dirt cheap in Poland. Hopefully not to be too. It varies in price. I went to Krakow. I mean, it's cheap, but I wasn't really that impressed. Pinball, power walk to ASDA and get the tag removed in seconds. Then you can enjoy it, Ed. You'll probably bloody accuse me of shoplifting. You'll probably take one look at them. You've nicked that, you bastard. Jesus Christ. I'm staying away from ASDA. They can come to me. Matthew Cartwright, nice to hear from you. McLaren F1 race. Okay, all right, Clive. I'll have to remember Clive. Paul Hoskin, how many will take advantage of the 45 days? Well, I mean, people have obviously already booked their flights. They're not going to take advantage of it. But I'm sure there must be some people there who are thinking, 30 days, but since it's 45, I mean, there will be. I mean, people are going to go for the length of time that they're going to go anyway, aren't they? But I'm sure there will be some who think, why the hell not just stay a bit longer? Kipax, do we have any scumbags in the chat that know to get the bloody tags up? Okay, all right, fine. Bottle baby, Google has to remove security. I'm not really desperate for it just yet. Because I've got whiskey and I've got gin and various other stuff. But the problem I have with Lamb's Navy rum is that once I do open it, goes quicker than the other stuff. David, Ed, the standard tourist fees for Thailand is 60 days and it costs $40. Okay, that's good. That sounds good. I've never actually obtained that particular visa, simply because in the olden days I never stayed in Thailand that long. I'd to Bangkok, Pattaya, whatever, stay there for a few weeks and then go to Cambodia or Vietnam or whatever, and then come back to Thailand. So it was never really necessary for me to to lengthen me visa or whatever. But it's thanks for that info anyway. Let's see. Andrew Zodiac, but I was there. Bull, I was there 3 weeks ago. You still feel it? Okay. Well, says too, they stop visa on arrival. Just have your passport ready. Okay, fine. Thank you. Danish Bacon, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Kipax, next time I see a junkie, I'll ask about the tags. Okay. It's not unique. Someone's got a video. Somebody's got a video there on YouTube who shows you how to remove it. I haven't actually managed to get together to watch it from start to finish yet. But he got the bottle from ASDA. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where else? Dutch Farang. I found a flight to Bangkok for £45. Where from? Pattaya? Sebastian, I would open a blind drunk in the middle of the night with a hammer. Okay, well, thank you. Jeez, imagine the busies knocking on your door. What's all the racket? I'm opening a bottle of rum. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. David Coleman, 6 weeks is really good. We have to go from Toronto. That's good. Yeah, that's good. So hopefully people like you, Dave, will be taking advantage of it. I'm sure they will. I'm going to take advantage of it. I mean, I was prepared to stay in Thailand for 30 days, but now they've extended it to 45 days. I'll stay for 40. I mean, the thing is, one of those things that you've got to do, whether it's 30 or 45, it's always best to leave the day before. Because don't forget, the day that you arrive and the day you leave, you may leave 30 days later or 45 days later, but the day you arrive and the day that you leave counts as 2 days. So make sure that you don't go over. You leave the day before. Really, I'll put myself in for 44 days personally. Dutch Farang, it's a one-way ticket. Okay. So let me see, Clive. 45 days is not enough time to butterfly through Pattaya, surely. Okay. I think it's more than enough, to be honest with you. Chris X, he beat it last Friday, I think. I've lost my mojo, lacks motivation, need to snap out of it, still in a lockdown routine. Well, the good thing is that all of that rubbish seems to be over now, doesn't it? It all seems to be over, all the stuff that we had to endure. And it was truly horrendous, but let's move on from it now. But let's still never forget how bad all the lockdown and all the bloody things, PCR and all this rubbish was. Dreadful. Double D. Evening, guys. November should be a great time to be in Thailand with. Okay, I can't wait. Can't wait. Kipax, 45 days in Pattaya. No thanks. What a waste of time. Well, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. I mean, but it's a bit, I can stay there for 45 days, but I'd rather move other places because you can only have so much of a good thing, really. So Pattaya's like a giant Christmas pudding. It looks great, it tastes great. You can't wait to get your teeth into it, but you eat too much of it and you just get pig sick and you just don't want to see it again for a very long time. Double D, the World Cup, the World Cup, yeah, November. I don't know what days. Let's see, Yogi Bear, it starts on 1st of October and finishes 31st of March. You can renew for another 45 days to give you 90 days. That's good. That's good stuff, though. That's good stuff. And Nomad Overseas, Ed on Skyscanner, are you booking the flights with the actual airline or through some third party? I'm actually booking it through a company because I just found that's what I'm used to. But it's the one that I've used quite a bit. They always seem to be reliable. Ryan Denver, flights are expensive leaving from Birmingham to Phuket. For Christmas, it's nearly 1,800. That is expensive, man. Well, if you live around Birmingham, do you not think it's probably better for you to head down to Heathrow? Because Birmingham was probably closer to Heathrow than I am. And I found the journey to Heathrow to be a bit of a doddle, really, not a problem. Richard, my return flight from Heathrow at Christmas was around 1,072. Well, Christmas is an expensive time, isn't it? Really, it is an expensive time. Bottle baby, border crossing is still only 14 days. Is that right? Yeah, I've lost track with all of that. I lost track. No, that's interesting, that, because I'm out in the Far East. I'm out that part of the world for 4 months. So if I do maybe 45 days Thailand, 60 days Cambodia, and the last 14 days it kind of adds up there. Brian Street, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Ian Davis, Upsteady, if you paid the bar fine and subsequently found out your acquaintance was a Katsuri, would you ask for a full refund or just take your chances? It's never happened, and it never ever will. Don't forget, it's all the difference between hello and hello. You can spot them. You can spot them, mate. Bobby Crush. Okay, still to Yogi Bear there. Daniel Mills, I've never considered flying out over the Christmas period. Well, some people have got to though, because some people work in jobs where they have 2 weeks Christmas holiday, or perhaps 3 weeks Christmas holiday. So they're not self-employed. They can't really go whenever, you see. Kipax, I don't care about the prices. I'm eating Thai in November. Good for you, mate. Good for you. David R, one-way ticket to Asia, Phnom Penh to Bangkok, $80 US. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds about right. Bloody good. Because Air Asia is good. I've never really had a problem with Air Asia. I was going to grab myself a drink for a moment. Oh. Oh, well, at least something. At least there's some consolation. Gordon's gin. At least he didn't remember to do this one correctly. Let's see. What have we got now? Oh, there we go. I quite like gin. Yo. Cheers, guys. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, where are we now? Sean McGoldrick. I booked flights in January, Dublin to Bangkok in November. Dublin to Bangkok, 350 return with EDDY'S, stopping in Abu Dhabi. And I paid in essence, the change was 330. Well, it all sounds very reasonable. It might seem beside it. Okay, thank you for that anyway. Yeah, well, look forward to it. Let me see. Just for at the end, anything to say about the announcement of yesterday? I didn't follow it, Major. The only announcement that I've come across is about the 45-day visa. I'm not totally up to date with everything. Let's see. Capo, good value Skyscanner was started by a fellow Scotsman. There is a clue there somewhere. Okay, yeah, okay. Kipax, Finnair is cheapest also. I have mixed reviews about that. David R. Saudi is a dry airline. We can forget that and scrub that one. Well, look, the Middle Eastern ones, Emirates aren't, and Royal Jordanian. I had a really bad review of the Royal Jordanian before I flew with them. I got a very, very cheap ticket. And when I went on Royal Jordanian, they were excellent. I thought really, really good. And yeah, they got beer and alcohol and all that. Danish bacon, a real manga wouldn't let a few £100 from getting their hands on some. Okay. Christopher King, hi Ed, looking good. Okay, cheers for that. Thank you. Mark P, booked today, bam, via Dubai with Emirates, 880. The cheapest I could find for early September. It's many people going out in September and October. It's not really a peak time, is it? Tommy Ramswell. Ed, do you think the days come when Thai men will rise up and kick out Farangs who were there for the Thai girls? Can't imagine Brits letting it happen here. What are your thoughts, lad? It's not going to happen overnight, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they put up with it for long enough. I mean, it's not as if they're suddenly going to say, this is all going to change. No, I don't think so. Double day. It's often worth flying from a place like Amsterdam or Paris and book a connecting flight from the UK with EasyJet to Amsterdam. It can save quite a bit. Okay, well, thanks for that. David Coleman. Eddie, I'm in Toronto. Did I say that? Did I say Vancouver? Did I really, really, really say that? David Coleman's in Toronto. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Clive. Fly light and buy clothes in Pattaya. The girls ain't bothered about underwear anyway. Buy knockout brands from Hawkers, okay? Do you know something? I am hoping, with a little help from my cause light and a bit of discipline and my speed walking, I'm hoping, I'm not counting me chickens, but I'm hoping that by November I could well be a couple of stone lighter. And if I am a couple of stone lighter by November, I think I'll treat myself to, some new clothes, some new t-shirts and maybe some new. I might even get a tailor-made. If I really lost all the flab, I might even treat myself to a tailor-made suit. You never know. The reason I'm put off buying new clothes is simply because I always think to myself, well, I need to lose weight, so I'll wait until I lose weight in order to buy the new clothes. And somehow it never happens. Okay. Christopher King, nice to hear from you, Chris and Kitty. Nice to hear from you, mate. Mark Hollick, my travel joke. Okay. Ollie, call me a cab. Stan, you're a cab. Okay. So Laurel and Hardy, bloody good. Dutch Farang, nice to lose no prices here in the chat. Okay. Well, all I'm saying, I'm not saying anyone is being delusional. I'm not saying anyone's being delusional. All I'm saying is that, I've found reasonably priced flights, and I know that Graham Johnson had as well. Adam, it costs £2 to wash 5 t-shirts and pants in Pattaya. 20-kilogram baggage is fine. Absolutely. Christopher King, booked with Qatar business class. Good for you, mate. Anyway, you're doing all right. David Coleman, I'm really thinking of not going to the UK now. It's getting so bad. I mean, I'd say, well, with regards to all these bloody Albanians that are coming in, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. You need, when you get off the dinghies, you know what you need to do? You need to put a big picture of Liam Neeson there. Put a big picture of Liam Neeson there as they get off and that'll frighten the bastards off. It will. Probably, Mark Ollie, you'll get that now. It's okay. I love Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, I love Laurel and Hardy. So I know I'm behind with the chat, but thanks for that anyway, Mark. Adam, I'm flying back on 27th of December, banging Christmas holidays. Paid 568 side, book early. Okay, well, that's okay. That sounds good to me. That sounds good. Graham Johnson, Manchester and Newcastle are usually cheaper than London, Heathrow, or Gatwick. Well, I know the prices I pay from Heathrow. I've heard the other places are more expensive, but maybe you know better. Let's see. Tony travels at December the 27th till January the 27th from Glasgow. Emirates quoting 1,500 quid return for economy. Bloody awful. That's dreadful. Who's this? Ghost Town. Eddie just got back from the Amalfi Coast hotel, lost my passport and took no responsibility and said it wasn't handed it back. Asked him to look at CCTV, but told me manager was away on holiday. Oh, well. Best of luck, mate. Best of luck. Fergal Healy, any more Romanian videos in the pipeline? I'll consider that, but I think I moved on from Roma. It was a nice little jaunt, a nice little vacation for a month, and I enjoyed it there. But I'm thinking of Thailand and Cambodia now. Bobby Crush, I'm boycotting the Take a Knee World Cup. I hope England lose every game. Okay, well, okay. Not even going to comment on that. John Mitch, I always fly business class and usually end up flying from Paris. Cost me about 1,200 quid, cheaper than flying from UK airport. Good for you, John. Good for you. Nice to hear from you anyway. Yeah. Paul Hoskin, this time football's coming home. Yeah, and it's gonna be carried by the Loch Ness monster. Richard, nice to hear from you. David Coleman, there's talk of going back to masks in Canada this winter. Oh my God. Michael Powell, you're right, Ed. Flights are loads cheaper from Heathrow. 580 quid return, Thai Air. I paid direct flight. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, I'm going to try and skip through this. Martin Powell, 644, Manchester to Bangkok, Turkish Airlines, voted best airline in Europe a number of times, November the 22nd, including exit door seats for a little bit of comfort. Bring it on. Good for you, mate. Good for you. When are you going? November. Good for you, Martin. Anyway, well done anyway, mate. El McGee, narrowed down to Vietnam or Thailand for a month in March. Both of the countries are well worth a look. Delboy K, there'll be a lot of drunks getting locked up in Qatar during the World Cup. Oh, so that's where it's taking place. So usually the World Cup takes place in June or July, but because of the intense heat, they're putting it back to November in Qatar, aren't they? A lot of drunks. I mean, if they allowed alcohol there, that's going to be bloody good. I'm sure like the England fans are going to appreciate going there. Ben Davies, are you going to Asia this year, Ed? Yeah, I'm booked to go to Thailand in November. Bobby Crush, Cantona said he won't watch it either. Don't blame him. Only in Thailand. Only in Thailand. A month ago, I took your advice, Ed, and instead of flying from Manchester, got a flight from London and saved myself 350 quid. That sounds good. How long does it take you to get from Manchester to Heathrow Airport? I'm sure you can get a good train link from Manchester, or the coach. I'm sure you could get a coach from and that's especially from Manchester to Heathrow. I'm sure it's probably not that difficult. So yeah, you've saved money. Good for you, mate. Okay, let's see. 426 John, 300 watching, 308. Bottle Baby, ticket from Bangkok to Phnom Penh. Bangkok to Phnom Penh with AirAsia is about 130 UK. Pay for your luggage. If you show up with no prepaid luggage, it's $1,000 US. Bangkok Airlines is 32 more with luggage-free food. Ticket from AirAsia doesn't cost that much because I've flown with AirAsia. I don't know how it is now, but I've flown there before, and AirAsia is good. And turn up with no prepaid luggage. Oh, geez, that sounds. I'll always prepay my luggage. $1,000 US if you turn up with no prepaid. Oh, Jesus Christ! Make sure it doesn't happen. Michael Turdov, I booked into our Arica Lodge. See it many times, but your reviews offered me to see you soon in November. Okay, good hotel, Arica Lodge. Soy Diana, you're on top of everything. Bloody good hotel. I've done a video on it, and it's there on my list. Good hotel. Capo, flights to Thailand are cheap. Both from France or Britain cost 20 grand a head. This is what I'd like to know about the migrants. We're told that they come from poor countries. We're told that they pay thousands of pounds to the to the smuggling gangs. Where did they get the thousands of pounds from? I don't get it. Your average bloody Joe in England hasn't got thousands of pounds in his back pocket right now. Mike Richardson, if you fly from Heathrow, you can save enough for 4 long-time sessions. Yeah, nicely said, mate. Nicely said. Let's see. Bobby Crush, Eddie, will he send my heating grant and cold weather payment to me in Pattaya via Western Union? Well, you can always ask. If you don't ask, you'll never know. Who's this? Bum gun. The Royal Ivory is open. I checked yesterday. The Royal, a good hotel in Soi 4, Bangkok. It was closed when I got there, and that's how I ended up saying it. The Swan. I mean, swans are usually good looking. This swan wasn't. Who's this? David R. I think they were giving you a hint here to quit drinking. Okay, could be. Let's see. Brian Street to Tucky will get it off in the wink of an eye. Okay, cheers. Mike Richardson, screwdriver removes the meat. Okay, so up to now we've had screwdriver, we've had hacksaw, chainsaw, hammer, all kinds of bloody things, haven't we? No one's mentioned a Black and Decker yet. Oh yeah, Kipax is saying try using your teeth. No thanks, mate. Definitely not. Okay, I'm gonna skip, folks. I've fallen well behind in the chat here. Yogi Bear. Oh no, whatever. They're talking to somebody else there. The road ahead. Did you notice much of a change in non-pen over the years? Obviously, Chinookville is done, but non-pen is still a good crack by all accounts. Going back in December. Well, I've spent a lot of time in non-pen, but the last time was about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. No, it was about 3 years ago, wasn't it? So there wasn't that much of a change. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. Jeffrey Wood, let's talk holiday. Can you advise of a beach resort in Cambodia? Well, Cambodia's main beach resort is Chinookville. But a few years ago, that was overtaken by the Chinese and they turned it into a Chinese casino city by the sea. Last time I seen it, it had become a building site. But I think you've still got other beach resorts along there. You still might have Otras Beach, which is very, very nice. And maybe a couple of other beaches, not far from there. But Chinookville, that's the one that I know best. But you can go out to the islands of Koh Rong, and I think it's Koh Rong Salem, and they are, hopefully they're still the same, but they are absolutely beautiful. They are. So there's still beaches down that way. Richard, looks like prices have gone up in Pattaya. Hope it's not too expensive to party. Well, I did myself. I think this with the influx of tourists. I mean, I think that there'll be a lot of Thai girls who will be leaving the villages. If everything's back to normal with regards to the old Antidas, they'll want to be there this peak season, and they'll want to make up for lost revenue, won't they? So I don't think it's going to be cheap. I don't think there's going to be bargains galore. I think they're going to want to make up for lost time, to be honest with you. Okay, so anyway, where are we here? Let's see. Teddy Jackson, Edward, when you run out of alcohol, you work out how to get the tag off. Trust me, I'm not going to run out of alcohol. Never. Get a job, Barry. Eddie, would you ever open a bar in Pattaya? It would do well with your subscribers. I wouldn't, because I think it's too much hassle. I don't think the rewards are really that good. And also, it means that you've got to stay in the one place day after day after day. I mean, even how about in the low season when there's not many tourists around? I mean, I couldn't imagine that being much fun. Definitely not. David Coleman, did you hear the woman police officer, 23 years old, that pissed on the floor of one of those shopping malls? She kept her job. What did I didn't hear about that. I do know a girl near where I live. I do know her. She's a young girl, and she's an L, as in like other women, this kind of stuff. But she's a bit of a character, and she was in Subway, the Subway one night, and she went in there. She had no money. She said, "I need to use the toilet. I need to use the bathroom." He said, "No, you're not a customer. If you're not buying anything, you're not using it and all that." So she just dropped her knickers and pissed on the floor. And it was in all the local papers. I thought it was quite funny. Let's see. S Travel, be careful there. The Rona's back. A lot of people have it right now. Oh, Christ. I'm going to skip through this anyway. Michael Powell, arriving in Cambodia is a proper pain. Lots of forms to fill in. Thailand is easy arriving back home, no immigration. But if I think I've only ever arrived in Cambodia once from international aeroplane. I think that was from England, and I went via China and ended up in Siam Reap. And I don't think it wasn't. I didn't recall it being that bad. Not really. Not really. Don't recall it being that bad. I've crossed over that border many times. To Poi Pet, and it's a bit of a headache, but you get through it. It's doable. John Mitch, anyone worried about the monkey box in Thailand? I had a monkey box vaccine. I have to say it was I was yeah. Oh well, that left you well and truly buggered, didn't it? Okay, well, I don't know anything about that, John. I don't. Let's hope that's here's a day, and let's hope it doesn't affect us. Us red-blooded males. Hope it doesn't affect us. Let's see. Mark Thomas, I'd rather stay in Batai for 45 days than drab dreary old UK. Don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you. Okay, here we go. Here's a comment here. Delboy K. Anyone who flies to Thailand around Christmas either have no family or just hates them. Good for them. Anyway, I'd rather spend my money on dirty massages rather than buying people presents. That's the way I look upon it. Brian Street, thank you for that super chat, Brian. Appreciate that. For the screwdrivers, so you're having a rump, so you can have a rumpy bumpy. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might just, I don't know. Maybe in years to come, this bloody thing here will be worth more than a bottle of rum to somebody. You never know. But at least I've got a nice gin. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, so thanks for that super chat anyway, mate. Brian, appreciate that. Graham Johnson, push a flexible plastic knife up from the base, but keep pushing down. It all looks very, very dangerous, mate. Shaggy Rogers, how's the ASDA delivery? It went just fine. Michael Tordov, Eddie, arrange subscribers piddle up in November. Name a pub, 21st England, first win. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But, I've got to get out there first of all before I can arrange anything. But it all sounds like a lot of fun. All sounds like fun. Okay, so sorry if I've missed out everybody, but David Coleman, $30 for an ST in Havana. It's the best. I've been to Havana, mate. Lovely, gorgeous women. Absolutely gorgeous women in Havana. Beautiful. I've had a Havana in Havana, believe me. Eason, man, nice to have you, mate. We always had 60 days, 30 days in arrival and 30-day extension for 1,900 at any immigration office. Say any immigration. The one that I choose to do was the bloody dreaded GMTM. Bloody awful. Okay, Michael Powell, Cambodia Airways, 58 US non-pen to Bangkok, includes 20 kilo. Cambodia, oh, well, that's good. That bloody Lamai Airways. I mean, I know someone who was stranded for a long, long time with Lamai Airways. But thanks for that info anyway, mate. Nick Ross, real mongers no longer go to Bangkok. There are other places much better. Okay, perhaps you'd like to tell us where they are. Let's see. A nomad overseas. When I flew with Qatar last time, the hostess handing out the double gin and tonics like crazy. No complaints here. I slept like a baby. Yeah. Those Middle Eastern airlines. I know some people say that Saudi is a dry airline. Well, Royal Jordanians. I don't know if I've been with Qatar, but I've been with Emirates and Royal Jordanian and another one. And they were bloody good. They were. Anthony Reid, met you in Pattaya in February 2022. Going back, 8 of us going back in November. Direct flight with Thai Air, 750 quid plus 155 for extra legroom seat. That sounds good. Oh yeah, I think I do remember. That might have been the triangle bar. Nice to hear from you anyway, mate. Nice to hear from you. Ex Tommy Robinson folks. Hey, what type of laptop do you use when traveling? What was the first camera you go for travel vlogging? Well, this laptop is a HP Intel Core, whatever it's got 1 terabyte of. I don't know the exact amount, but it's a HP. And the reason that I bought a HP was about $1.5 grand, including all the bits and pieces that went with it. Is that my previous laptop was a HP, and that was a cheaper one, and that just lasted me for years. In fact, I've still got it now. I've still got my other laptop that I use to plug into the TV, you know, for Netflix and that sort of stuff. So HP is bloody good. I mean, probably not the most advanced, but it's done me well anyway. Also, what first camera? Well, it's a Canon PowerShot, a Canon G7X Mark II. That's pretty good for night vision. Also, the GoPro is bloody good. Stability, really good vlogging camera, really good. The only problem with the GoPro, it's not very good for night vision, for low light. It's not very good for that. But otherwise, it's really good. And also, there's some good mobile phones. I have an Oppo Reno 4, which, you know, it's not perfect, but I've made a lot of videos with it. So, yeah, absolutely. Hope that was helpful. Terry Jackson, what we need is a Thai cruise from Southampton, 25 knots of bin. Oh, that's I'd be up for that. Imagine going to Thailand from the south coast of England, going to Thailand. I don't know how long that would take you to get there, but if there's plenty of Thai birds on, but you know, by the time you get there, you'd already feel that you've been to Thai. Oh, I'd love that. If there was a cruise ship going from the south coast of England to Bangkok, all the way to Bangkok. Count me in. I'd be up for that. I wouldn't mind that. Nigel Maverick, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Okay, so let's see. JB, when I fly to Thailand, I usually take a Toblerone and a pack of Jorex as hand luggage because clothes are cheap there. People laugh, but Toblerones are cheaper at Waitrose than the airport. Okay, thanks for that info. Bobby Crush, Eddie, have you ever joined the Mile High Club, or did you just knock one off in the plane bugs? I'm not really interested in any of that on airplanes. Airplanes, I get on them and I want to get off. The sooner the better. I'm not in a good mood when I'm on an airplane. I just want the whole nasty ordeal to be over. I'm not afraid of flying, but I don't go on airplanes to enjoy myself. I just want it to be over and done with. So I don't think about anything like that. Mark Oleg, Sly Stallone is getting a divorce from Jennifer Flavin, so Sylvester might be needing to make another Rocky movie at age 76. Yeah, wouldn't surprise. Jesus, I mean, how many? I'm not going to say, you know, what he's taking, but God, that's some amazing physique at that age, isn't it? But he works hard. That wouldn't be good, Sly Stallone at all. Anyway, he's getting a divorce from Jennifer Flavin. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know. Good luck. With regards to the, I think he'll need more luck with the divorce than he will with the Rocky movie. El Cerevco, Eddie, I have your pen. I think you're talking about the plane. I think you're talking about the plane, aren't you? Okay. Eugene Vincent. Hi, I was watching one of your older videos today. You were tucking into a nice mixed grill. Oh, don't mention a mixed grill. It makes me hungry. This. Do you know? I've been good. I've been good. I have been good. Right. I've tried to be realistic about losing weight. I need to lose some bloody weight because I'm a ridiculous weight. You know, for my age and my height. And it's all willpower. I've been going for my speed walk every day. It's a nice little country lane route there and back. I've been keeping it up every day. Yes. I'm starting to drink more of the Coors Light and less of the Speckled Den, and that's an enormous difference in calories. And also, I'm trying to distance. I have a fairly biggish meal at the start of the day whenever I wake up. Today I had fish and jack and potatoes and beans. Yeah, yeah, okay. But when I came back from my early evening speed walk, I felt hungry. I felt hungry, and I thought, oh, how about a nice bowl of tomato soup and toast, and then I'll have something else late at night. And I deliberately thought, no, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. So when the stream is finished, I'm going to have myself a nice late night snack of nice tomato soup, a couple of pieces of toast to dip into them. But I've been pretty good, and I'm tightening up, and I'm not making any projections, but I believe if I'm disciplined, if I put my mind to it, if I can achieve nothing else by November, if I'm a couple of stone lighter by November, I'll be a happy man. I'll be a happy bunny. Oh, that's all I'm saying. Isan man, okay. Isan man, you were allowed to stay up to 180 days in Thailand on visa exemption or tourist visas. And the landlord said, you can stay 180 days. I mean, the way I sussed it out, you have to use an agent, a good, reliable agent. I could have stayed at 180 days, but I think 4 months was just about enough for me. Yeah. Gaz77 went to ASDA today wearing a dress and my mate's 83-year-old granny's dirty knickers on my head, but the security guard wouldn't let me in the shop, so I'm going to make a complaint to ASDA head office. Okay, when you make that complaint, guys, don't forget to tell them about this as well. Make sure that you tell them about that as well. Okay, so good lad. Okay, listen, I'm going to speed forward here. Graham Johnson, my friends fly from Manchester and Newcastle, and I can tell you they pay less. Okay, good for you. Good for them. David, thanks for that info anyway, Graham. David Coleman, our Eco Lodge looks good. Lots of videos on it. But is it too loud at night? I need my... No, it's good. It's a good hotel and a great location. Really, really good. Richard, okay. Saw a girl in a ping pong in Bangkok. She can remove that security tag. No harm. Oh, do you like that sort of thing? I mean, do you really want to see Thai birds? Popping out ping pong. I was in a go-go bar somewhere. A couple of years ago, and I seen it just naked, unclothed, lovely Thai bird, and she started doing. And I thought, oh, not for me. I'm actually quite dull when it comes to all of this, all of those, all of that stuff. I don't want to see bloody ping pong girls. Not for me, mate. Not for me. I like women who act feminine. I like them when they act feminine. Okay. So I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's time to block this bloody idiot again. Okay, here we go. There we go. John Mitch, real mongers go to Colombia. Okay, well, tell us where we go. Tell me where we go. Okay, so I'm going to skip through in the chat here now. Apologies if I'm so far behind. Okay, now it's squeaky door time. I'm going to be back with a little bit of light-hearted stuff. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Okay, so where are we now? One more gin. Yes. At least he did this one properly. Yo, Gordon's London. It's actually quite nice, this. I do like this. Oh, just have one piece of ice with it. That's tasty, that. Tasty. I like. Oh, my God. What was Dave Allen's joke? Dave Allen's joke. A guy was going into a pub in Ireland, and there was a nun standing outside shouting her head off. She was shouting, "Alcohol is evil. If you drink alcohol, you're drinking with the devil. Down with alcohol, it's evil." And the guy said, listen, it's not that bad. It can actually be quite fun. She said, "Alcohol is for the devil, it's evil." He said, "Look, I'll get you the drink and you see what you think of it, okay?" He said, what do women naturally drink? She said, they drink gin and it's evil. He said, "Look, I'll get you the double gin. Okay, see what you think." She said, "Okay, well, just get me in a cup because I don't want to be seen drinking alcohol because it's evil." So the fellow went into the pub. He said, "I'll have a pint of Guinness. And can you give me a double gin, please?" The barman says, "Yeah, okay." And the fellow said, "Yeah, but you know, when you give me that double gin, can you actually give me it in the pot in a cup? Yeah, not a glass. Give me the double gin in a cup, please." And the barman said, "Oh my God, that bloody nun isn't out there again, is she?" Okay, so anyway, that was a Dave Allen joke. He probably told it funnier than me. Let's see now. Where are we? Who's this? Who's this man? Okay, I always include a troll. Especially when they're funny. This one's not funny, but man, Edward, that's all you is drink and get drunk. Can you go look for a job today? I'm 60 years old, mate, and I've probably done more bloody work than you have. Okay, I've earned the right to drink this, and I've earned the right to get on a flight to Bangkok. And I've earned the right to have a bloody good, dirty, filthy, smutty, filthy, dirty massage, okay? And I owe nothing to nobody. So, man, cheers. Go and join that nun outside the pub. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hard tulip. Thailand bound. What's the last 4 digits of your? What the bloody hell's that? What's that? Thailand bound. Nice to hear from you, Peter. Peter's got a great channel, Thailand bound. Really great channel, as many of you will know. Nice to hear from you anyway, Peter. Let's see. Mark Oleg. You don't know anyone but yourself. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Very, very well said. Nice, well said. LMFAO girl. When you in Bangkok? I'm going to be in Bangkok probably in November or December. It depends where I arrive or whatever. But this lady, LMFA, it was the same one. She's got a lovely little YouTube channel. Go and check it out. She's got a lovely little YouTube channel, and she's saucy. Do you know what the word saucy means? It means as in Benny Hill. You know what I mean? She's nice and shapely and womanly and saucy. Go check her out, okay? Nice to hear from you, mate. Let me see. Who's this? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a little bit of fun right now. Okay, still 300 in the chat, being on for 1.5 hours. We waffled on. We waffled on about such exciting subjects as 45-day visa on arrival, or visa exemption. We've also waffled on about the price of flights. My personal opinion, I'm still, I know a lot of people say it's costing me an absolute fortune. Well, I'm going to Thailand, and it's not costing me a fortune. So it's still still kind of debatable. And we've also, I think we've said enough about rum from Amsterdam. So to play out, we've played out a nice little, not a quiz, but a nice little question, a nice little question. Let me remind you that on Steady Eddie Live, Monday and Tuesday nights, we do the big question. And it's gone down well. We've got a great little community there. We've got a really, really lively little community. Come on, what's going on Monday and Tuesday nights? I mean, aren't they the most boring nights of the week? 10 o'clock UK time. Tune into Steady Eddie Live, where we talk about the big question. We talk about things like, dingy people crossing over the channel, and we talk about whether the 21st century is a disappointment. Talk about all kind of exciting subjects. Okay, it's going down well. It really, really, really is going down well. Okay, but right now this is a big question, but it's a travel-related big question. Okay, now let me just get it up here. Let me just create a bit. Let me see. And the question is. Yeah. I'm going to phrase this. I think. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's probably not the most intelligent way to phrase this question. Probably not the most intelligent way. Okay. So okay. Now, a lot of people here will travel. I've traveled. I love traveling. I love seeing famous places, especially European places, because European places have some of the most wonderful sites, famous, iconic buildings and other sites in the whole planet. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Most of the history of the whole world originates from Europe. Absolutely fantastic. And whether you watch movies, James Bond movies or other movies or whatever you watched, you must have. Let me just get rid of that a moment. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let me just get rid of that. Okay. You must have seen, some famous sites in a movie and thought, oh, one of those days, I'm going to visit there. I'm not just going to watch James Bond in. I'm going to be there myself. Now, I've seen many, many famous sites, and some of them live up to expectations, and some are diabolically disappointing. Okay. So the question is, which was the famous tourist site that was either good or disappointing? Okay, so you've probably seen many famous tourist sites. Some of them may have lived up to. You must have had the wow moment. Oh, I've seen it in so many movies. And there I am standing in front of it, and there it is right there. And you must have thought, oh my, that's magnificent. Or you may have been to a place where you thought, is that it? I've seen so many images of this place that, is that it? Is that really it? Was that really it? Okay, so let's see. Okay, who's this? All right, what's this? Lee's back. Okay, let me see. All right, Thailand bound. Okay. Oh no, only in Thailand, Stone Age. Do you know something? No, hang on a minute. Do you know something? I live not a million miles away from Stonehenge. Not a million miles away. And yet I've never been there because it just looks like a bloody bunch of stones to me. Danish bacon, pyramids. What a that was surrounding them. Okay. I've not heard good reviews. I always wanted to see the pyramids. I almost went to Egypt once, but they had this sort of, massacre at Temple of Luxor, so I never made it, right? Okay, so anyway, so now I've never actually made it to the pyramids, but Stonehenge, the pyramids. Richard, Abu Simbel, Egypt was amazing. Okay, good for you, mate. Good for you. Nick Ross, Cuba is one of them. Lamai Beach in Kenya is another. Cuba's. Well, I've been to Cuba many years ago. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Wonderful, very iconic. The old town, and they've got a place there called Trinidad. It was a beautiful town. Cuba's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay. Matthew Cartwright, a ping pong show. Motel Corfe Castle, Swanage, Dorset. I've been to Swanage, Dorset, but I've never actually went there. I love castles. Okay. Who's saying this? Chiang Noi, Eiffel Tower. I prefer Blackpool. Okay. Now, when I went abroad, finally went abroad, which is, was late 20s. I was a late starter. I was dreaming of going abroad, but I'd seen so many images of these famous sites. And one that I wanted to see, I really wanted to see, was that one there, the Eiffel Tower. Not a million miles away. I went there in the month of November. I think it was around about 1990, 91, something like that. And around about that time, I went there and I climbed up these. I didn't go to the top. I climbed up to the steps to the second level of the Eiffel Tower. Okay. And I can tell you that it was a November day, very blue sky, very crisp and clear day. And I can tell you that is one of the world's most famous sites that does not disappoint. I mean, it doesn't disappoint. Really doesn't disappoint. The Eiffel Tower is absolutely wonderful. It's exciting. It's fun. You go up there, the view is magnificent, absolutely magnificent, wonderful. I mean, the Eiffel Tower, if you're in France or whatever, if you're in Europe, go out of your way to see the Eiffel Tower. Go and climb up those steps. Make sure it's a nice, clear day. It's a wonderful sight. It's one of the most iconic sites on the planet, and it's such a great, fun building, and it lives up to expectations. I love the Eiffel Tower. The first major tourist attraction that I've seen out of England, and well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So that's the Eiffel Tower. Yes. Okay. Now there's another tower that is based on the Eiffel Tower. Okay. Another tower, and it is in the exotic place of Blackpool. Yes, it's in Blackpool. Now, the Eiffel Tower is wonderful. You can see Notre Dame over Paris, all this. Blackpool Tower is a disappointment because when I was a kid, I went to Blackpool many times. Great place to visit, terrible place to live in. Okay, yes. And you can actually see Blackpool Tower when you stand on Southport Beach. And Blackpool Tower is very famous. I think at one time it was actually the tallest structure in the UK. Now, it was based on the Eiffel Tower. Some plant pot in Blackpool decided that, they're going to build a tower in one of Britain's best loved seaside resorts. And the thing is, and this guy, I think he was a councillor or whatever the hell he was, he actually put £2,000 of his own money towards building Blackpool Tower. It's probably worth less now. But Blackpool Tower, you go up there, and I went up there as an adult, finally went up there as an adult, and I thought, what's the bloody point? What's the point of Blackpool Tower? Because you can only see from up there what you can see down below anyway. You can see a bland landscape, and you can see three piers and the murky eye to sea. What's the bloody point of putting a tower there? So, basically, Eiffel Tower, thumbs up. Blackpool Tower, thumbs down. Okay, just my opinion. Who's talking here right now? Thailand bound. Dam Busters, Chesil Beach. Okay, fine. Why? Taj Mahal is the best I've seen. They're not disappointed. I know, not my local curry house. Never actually made it. Never made it to. I have been to India. Never went there. Let's see. JB Thorpe Park was a bit disappointing for me. I had a nice peaceful lunch and wonderful tug in the car park, but I thought it was underwhelming. Yeah, or whatever. Never heard of it. Okay. Yeah, Stephen Forex, the Grafton Head, Granby of the 19. I used to go to the Grafton. I used to live very, very close to the Grafton, in Liverpool. Big old boiler house in Liverpool. When I was 25, I thought it was clever to have 35-year-old girlfriends, and when I was 35, I wanted 25-year-old girlfriends, Oh, I do confess I grabbed many a granny in my day, the good old Grafton. Harvey Wisdom, Times Square pants, Rio de Janeiro, super. Nice to hear from you, Harvey. I met Harvey in Koh Samui. Nice to hear from you. Times Square pants. I've never been there personally. Rio de Janeiro, magnificent. Yeah, absolutely magnificent. Mark Oleg, the Great Wall of China, disappointment. I've never been to the Great Wall of China, but I can imagine. Yeah, it's just a bloody wall, isn't it? At the end of the day, you can see walls anywhere. The Great Wall of China. What did he say? Is it the place that's visible from space? Yeah, I've never been there, but I wouldn't be too excited going there. Who's this? Teddy Jackson, rock hopper penguins in Falklands Islands, rocking and hopping. Okay, good for you. Martin Blunston, Great Wall of China, just a pile of bricks. Why do I feel Sydney Opera? I thought it was a joke. Small bloody thing, poor, really. I mean, Sydney, I think they're probably brave to have such an iconic building and something that's totally different. But the thing is with Sydney Opera House, and I haven't been there, the thing about the Sydney Opera House is that you've seen so many images of a place like that what you see is what you expect to see. So, I couldn't imagine there's any surprises there. JE's, the Caribbean islands are disappointing. Okay, I've been to a few of them. Brian Cabbage, most disappointing place, Wigan Pier, no fishing. Okay. Let me see. Joe Hart, the Brandenburg Gate, Berlin, big letdown. I've been to the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, and I wouldn't class that as a famous. I suppose it is famous in a way, but it's I suppose it's famous in a way, but I mean, nothing special. Tings. I'm here looking for the Loch Ness Monster since 1942. The Loch Ness Monster must be bloody old by now. It's been around since I was a kid. Lord of Dreams, Eiffel Tower overpriced. Well, I went there about over 30 years ago, so I can't remember how much I paid, but it was bloody good. Great stuff. David Coleman, I went to Egypt to see the pyramids 40 years ago, and it was the best experience I ever had. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Okay, let me see now. Mark Olive, Las Vegas is a half-size replica of the Eiffel Tower. The half-size replica, that's Blackpool Tower that you're talking about there. No, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Las Vegas. I really would. Okay. David Coleman. I was also really impressed with Machu Picchu in Peru. You never know. Could be coming up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, Isan Man. Best at Victoria Falls. That's in Africa, isn't it? Where's the pyramids? Okay. So number 3 on my list my list, and I always wanted to see this, the Colosseum in Rome. Okay, now that not only is that a famous world site, it is also about as historically iconic as you can possibly get. And I did a tour of Italy in around about 1992, and wonderful. I mean, absolutely wonderful. Okay, is it beautiful? There's not that doesn't come into it. But the fact is, the amazing Roman history, and what is amazing about Rome, it's all still there. You know, Circus Maximus, the Colosseum. Absolutely, I mean, to actually be there, that is wonderful. I went to the Colosseum. Rome is Italy is a fantastic country with so many different varied cultures and histories. Rome, Venetian, Florentina, absolutely wonderful. The Colosseum in Rome, whatever you think, it's not a pile of bricks. It's somewhere that, you know, it's thrilling to be there, knowing that this was 2,000 years ago that all of this took place. Wonderful, wonderful place. A tourist place. I actually went inside it. A tourist place that does not disappoint. Absolutely wonderful. YY Fields, the Acropolis in Athens blew me away. I was there last year. I was in the Parthenon, you know, the Acropolis in Athens. I was there last year. I haven't got a photograph of that, but yeah, that's wonderful. That is, and there is a video on my channel about that if you're interested. The Acropolis, yeah, wonderful stuff. Wonderful. It's amazing to see that kind of history. Jay East, the Tower of London. You don't see whether it's good or bad though. Gavin Harper, Grand Canyon. Jay East, how about Rome? Rome is magnificent. I've been to the Colosseum. I've been to the Vatican. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. Yogi Bear, Angkor Wat is the best place I've been to when on my travels, and seeing it at sunrise put the icing on the cake. Okay. Okay, Yogi Bear. Okay, Yogi Bear. Can you guess what's coming up next? Angkor Wat, Cambodia, the largest religious structure in the world. There's so much to it. You've got the main building there, but which is very iconic. But you've also got the temples of Tar Prom, and you know, the huge banyan tree which Angelina Jolie fell through in Tomb Raider. Angkor Wat. I've been there a few times. I've been there 3 times. First time I went there alone. Second time I went there with a friend, and the third time I went there to make YouTube videos. And they are on my list. If you're interested, they are there. Wonderful structure. There's a hell of a lot to it, and you can really take a long time to actually get around it all the various temples. But it's quite amazing. When I went there with a good friend of mine, he'd been to the pyramids in Egypt, and he was blown away by this. He said, "There's no comparison. This is miles better than the pyramids." And I think the last time I was there, and I've got videos on my channel. I actually climbed up the structure to go in one of the towers, and I actually met a Scouser there. Bloody Scousers, they get everywhere, don't they? Yeah, Angkor Wat, amazing, absolutely wonderful place, wonderful. Mark Hollick, I loved Eddie's video, the Acropolis. Okay, thanks for that. But yeah, I made that last year. I mean, Greece is one. I'd love to see Greece again. Yeah, you know, it's not on the menu this year, but Greece is a one. I went to Crete, Athens. I've been to Rhodes. Greece is wonderful. It's a wonderful place to visit, especially in the month of September. Yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, Mark. Michael Ginez, I thought the Forum in Rome was very disappointing. I don't know if I've seen that one. El Terrifico, I love the pyramids, but the place was seething with criminals. Do not go alone. Okay, thanks for that, mate. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Wildcat 66, disappointing. Venice, brilliant. Wildcat, what's disappointing? You say Venice is brilliant. Boys Town, Pattaya. Well, I've been to one out of the two. Lord of Dreams is Eastern European beggars in Blackpool. What the hell would anyone want to go to Blackpool for in this day and age? Okay, David Heisenberg, Bangkok. I was there for 2 weeks at the end of 2015 in December, and I do not like it as it was too busy with traffic, 24/7, and people, and the girls are screaming. I'm a fair bit tired and all. Do you know what? When I first went to Bangkok about 20 odd years ago, and I didn't like it. But then it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And I now think Bangkok is a wonderful city. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Why? Nah, Opera House is tiny. Opera. Which one are you talking about? Nick Ross. Eddie, ever been to Borobar in Java? You will love it. I haven't been there, but Matthew Cartwright, Blackpool Tower is brilliant. For what exactly? For what? What's the old joke? What's the old political joke? What's the old? I think the old political joke. Teddy and Margaret Thatcher were on top of Blackpool Tower, and Ted Heath said, "Do you know what? I'm going to throw £5 off the top of Blackpool Tower and make somebody happy." And Margaret Thatcher said, "Well, you know, I'm a bit wiser than you, so I'm going to throw 5 £1 notes off the top of Blackpool Tower and make 5 people happy." And Harold Wilson came up behind him and said to Maggie, "Why don't you bloody throw yourself off Blackpool Tower and make everybody happy?" Okay, old joke. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, where are we? Let's see, where are we now? Yeah, David R. David R. Do you tell the girls in Bataille to check out your Eiffel Tower? Or don't worry, they don't have a problem finding it. Don't worry about that, mate. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you what, this Gordon's gin is going down disturbingly like lemonade, okay? So, couple more, right? We've done the wonderful Eiffel Tower, the crap Blackpool Tower, the amazing Colosseum, the wonderful Angkor Wat. And here is something that is most people probably have not heard of this, but it is one of the wonderful sights of the world. It is between Brazil and Argentina, and I do believe Paraguay as well. It is the incredible Iguazu Falls, also known, I think it's called Foz do Iguaçu or whatever. Now, I've traveled all through Brazil and Argentina. I've seen both sides of Iguazu Falls, and it is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The Brazilian side, I think it's called Devil's Throat, you stand there in the mighty falls. That's not the best picture, but it is. If you go on the Argentinian side, there's so much to it. Iguazu Falls, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's phenomenal, but it's kind of overshadowed by the more famous Niagara Falls. Now, I've never been to Niagara Falls, never been there, right? But I do know a lady quite well who's traveled a lot, and she has been to both Niagara Falls and she's been to Iguazu Falls in Brazil, and she said there's no comparison. Iguazu is just far more spectacular. So Iguazu Falls, I've been to the Brazilian side, the Argentinian side. I believe also there is it borders Paraguay as well. A natural wonder of the world that is totally, absolutely phenomenal and well worth going out of your way to see. Absolutely amazing. Thailand bound. Officially, the Blackpool Tower is a lookout point for the Albanians to direct the inflatables of illegal immigrants from France into UK. I think it's rather put in the wrong place, to be honest with you. El Terrifico, Argentina was a huge disappointment. I'm inclined to agree with that statement, El Terrifico. Whereas I loved Brazil, I thought Brazil is amazing. I thought, I thought Argentina did not live up to expectations. Okay, let's see. Only in Thailand, Del Boy KFC price is six. Del Boy, oh yeah, whatever. Okay. David Cohen, too many damn tourists at the Florida bar in Havana, but the Cuban women are so beautiful. You make me want to go to you make me want to go to Cuba again. Thailand bound, the Great Wall of China was fantastic experience for me. It depends where you go. It goes on for hundreds of miles. Okay, fine, thank you. Who's this? Sagrada Family Cathedral in Barcelona will blow your mind. An incredible feat of architecture, genius, and great Gaudi in Barcelona. Oh, I haven't been to Barcelona. I know the cathedral you mean. It's probably the most beautiful park I've ever seen. I know what you mean, but I don't think I've actually been to that one. David R., the part of the wall they take you to is fake. It's a reconstruction. Okay. Mark Hollick, whatever floats your boat. Absolutely. Oh yeah, we've got some boats coming up pretty soon. This is true. This is true. Gavin Harper, they had a tower in New Brighton. That's true. That I think it was very early days. New Brighton is across the water from Liverpool. I didn't actually say it because I think it didn't last very long. Who's this? Eastern man. I always like 35-year-old women. I liked them when I was 18. I like them now at 65. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you, you dirty old you dirty old daddy. You're like me, mate. Okay. Who's this? Nick Ross. Argentina girls are fantastic. Don't know why I didn't. They're not as outgoing as Brazilian girls. You know, they wear tight, skimpy clothes and they show as much flash as possible. And you go to Argentina, they're all very sort of conservative dressed. It just didn't do for me. David Coleman. Everyone should see Niagara Falls at least once in their life. Amazing. Okay, fine. Yeah. Malta felt like a tourist trap. Why feels Eden Bank? Okay. Mickey P. Stonehenge. What a letdown. What a letdown. El Terrifico. Bali, Indonesia was disappointing. Dull, yeah, exactly. I agree, mate. I agree. Mark Allen, my folks saw Niagara Falls. They loved it. I would love to see Niagara. I'd love to see, the American landscape, the Canadian. I'd love to see all of that. I really would. But like you say, man, I don't like coming on a place where I've never been to. But I do know a lady traveler who really knows a lot about her travel. And she's been to both Niagara and Iguazu in Brazil. And she says Iguazu in Brazil is miles better. So I'd listen to her. Who's this? JB. I was disappointed when I went to space. I couldn't see the Great Wall of China. I did have a cracking tug in a space shuttle though, on the way back to Earth. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Okay. Okay. So who's this? Mr. Chip, biggest dickers is on holiday in Greece. I think biggest dickers is actually Roman, to be honest with you. Okay. Leaning Tower of Pisa, look straight after me. What's that? Teddy Jackson, Leaning Tower of Pisa, look straight to me after 10 points. Okay. Okay, so another one, I've got a few of these to do anyway. Another one that I always wanted, one of the most famous icons. In fact, one of the modern seven wonders of the world, that I always wanted to see, the amazing Christ, Christ the Redeemer on top of Corcovado mountain in Rio de Janeiro. Now, icon, as soon as you arrive in Rio de Janeiro, This is like the most iconic image of South America, in fact, not just Brazil, but it's everywhere. You know, you see it on bloody posters, you see it all over the place. You know, the taxi driver will give you a card, and you know, it's got a picture of the Christ on it. It's, I mean, what a lot of people don't know, if you travel around South America, a lot of places, Argentina, you know, Bolivia, many places, it's actually quite a common sight to see a Christ on a mountain. It's not unique, this one. So I always wanted to see it. You've seen so many images, usually aerial shots of Christ the Redeemer overlooking Rio de Janeiro, and it looks absolutely amazing. Does this live up to expectations? Well, not exactly. Not exactly. Because what it is with the Christ is that when you get up there, you're so close to it. If you can see that platform there, you are so close up to it that you can't get a decent photograph of it. And at the end of the day, they say it's one of the wonders of the modern wonders of the world. It's only a bloody statue. It's about 120 feet tall. Yeah, you know, it's only a statue. It's absolutely it's wonderful. But what is special about this statue is the location, because you know, you see when you're on the ground, you see the statue, and it only looks like it only looks kind of tiny when you're on the ground looking up at it on top of the mountain. When you get up there, and don't forget, a lot of the photographs you've seen of this thing are aerial photographs, which make it look more spectacular because you can see the spectacular backdrop in the ground. But at the end of the day, it's a teensy weensy, and I hate saying it, but it's a little bit disappointing, because it's not so much that the statue is anything special, it's the location of it that's special. You know, the gorgeous city of Rio and the amazing, spectacular backdrop. So I went to see the Christ in Rio, and I'm glad that I've been there and done it. But I have to say, the earth didn't really move for me. It didn't really move for me. Let me see, where are we now? Let's see. William, Ed, totally agree about the Colosseum, the city of Rome, and all of it. Absolutely. I mean, for that structure to still be standing 2,000 years later, you have to do it. You have to do it. David Coleman, I'd love to go to Rome. Wow, it's on my list. Yeah, go to the Colosseum, go to the Vatican. Wonderful. Rome's wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Who's this? Only in Thailand. I think Scouts are great. Lock one up in high security gale, and only with a feather and a piece of chalk, they'll perform another great escape. Yeah, absolutely. They may well, but they still can't take the bloody security seal off a bottle of rum for master. Okay? Let me see. Where are we now? David Coleman, the women in Italy are so beautiful and sexy. Even the Italian girls here in Toronto. Italian women, they're absolutely beautiful. They are. You are right, David. You are right, David. Italian women are so beautiful and all that. And the best way you can meet Italian ladies in that wonderful city of Amsterdam. You can meet them there in the wonderful city of Amsterdam. I've encountered some wonderful Italian ladies in Amsterdam, and they are absolutely amazing. But just beware of them. They have attitude. The Italian girls do have attitude. They do. They look absolutely amazing, but they do have attitude. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Who's this? Lord of Dreams. Italian women are very sexy. Okay, whatever. Who's Alfie? Northern Lights, Norway. Disappointing. Just a bit of green fog in the air. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So let me see. Okay. Get into your Barry, Iguazu Falls. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Nick Ross, the Pyramids, major disappointment. That's what I've heard. Who's this? Who's this? Wildcat. You drink a gin straight, Eddie? I got a little bit of an ice cube in there somewhere. Lovely stuff. Beautiful. Stephen Fordex, those statues of Crosby are crap too, Ed. Not worth the bother going. Once you've seen one rusty statue for 30 seconds, it's a bore fest. They weren't there the last time I was. I grew up around that Crosby area. They weren't there the last time, so I've never actually seen them. Okay, let's see. Who's this? Thailand found. That's who this is. This is not Peter. Ed, I'm jealous of your travels. I hope to be traveling the world in the next 2 to 5 years. Okay, good for you, mate. Good for you. Nick Ross, Everest from base camp at dawn. Sound down. That sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. Let's see. Ting Song John, the Grand Canyon was spectacular. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. Okay. Lisa Dale is here. Here we go, the weekly gathering of social rejects and sexual degenerate. Lisa Dale, it's so nice of you to grace us, with your presence. How are you keeping these days, you dirty old trollop? How's the Gambian sausage? How many of you had this week? Lovely to hear from you, Lisa Dale. Okay. Who's this? Nick Ross, King Tut, Sarphagus, breathtaking. I don't know. I think Lisa Dale's Sarphagus could give anything a run for its money. Mark Oliver, the tallest town in England is the 7-foot Crystal Palace transmitting station. Really, I'm not familiar with that one. I'd love to go to the Post Office Tower because that's been around since I've been a kid. I'd love to see the Post Office Tower in London. Really, really would. Get a job, Barry. Brazilian women are phenomenal, especially the karaoke's in Rio. Okay, fine. Beautiful. Brazilian women. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Delboy K, Argentinian women have more money than Brazilian women, so don't depend on the tourist mongers. Okay, fine, thank you. So we've done a few more. I'm going to do a few more, and showed a few of the tourist sites that I personally have been to. I did go on my Italian tour. I did visit this one. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay, so it's actually a very, very, very nice town. And let me tell you something. I travel around Italy. It's not unique in terms of being in a Leaning Tower. There are others in the way that the Christ in Rio isn't unique to South America. There are others. I've seen other Leaning Towers in Italy, believe it or not. Okay? Don't ask me to name them, but I did see them. I visited the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and well, it looks beautiful. It's not really that tall. It looks absolutely beautiful. But what I do recall, I stopped off there for a brief while, and I do recall that the surrounding area of Pisa was a bit of a dump. I don't know what it's like now, but it was such a scruffy place, a scruffy place. But anyway, that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's worth seeing, but it's not like a rocket to the moon. It looks like a bit of a rocket, but it's not really a rocket to the moon. So anyway, there you go. Okay, let's see now. Let's see. Who's this? Thailand bound. Kipax, never tell, but read a lot of books and stages many successful YouTube creators. God bless them. Okay, don't actually know who this is. Let's see. Okay, where are we now? Mark Oleg. Christ's statue is 125 feet tall. Do you know something? I did mention earlier in the stream. The Christ statue 125 feet tall, which is a big height, but it's not, phenomenal. There is a Christ statue in Vung Tau in Vietnam, where you can actually go into it and go up into the head and everything of that statue. And that's Vung Tau. And I've got a video. If you go very, 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 very deep down into my list of videos on this channel, you will see it. The Christ in Vung Tau, Vietnam, is actually more fun than the one in Rio, because you can actually go in there and go up it, and it's actually more fun. So, yeah, thanks for that info anyway, Mark. Asian Paradise. YouTubers coming back to the USA can't believe the size of women's asses after living in... Yeah, so I've heard. So I've heard. David Coleman, I only live a few hours from Niagara Falls and went there all the time as a kid. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, where are we now? Mark Alex, Sophie Loren comes to mind. Oh, gorgeous. Iconic beauty. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. You know, Sophie Loren, iconic, stunning. I wouldn't say no. Even at her age now, amazing. Okay, Nick Ross, Jasmine in Rajasthan, amazing. Okay. Alfie, Sticky Vicky in Benidorm, haha. Okay, I've actually seen Vicky, the Sticky Vicky, up close and personal. Not her, but her daughter. I've actually seen her daughter up close. I mean, I was there, like, you know, with my camera, like, filming it and whatever. And, you know, a friend of mine was behind me, and all of a sudden, Sticky Vicky, naked, handed me some stuff, some beads or whatever it was, and I just took them from her, like, and all that. And then, you know, my friend Sammy and said, Ed, you do know where they've been, don't you? Those beads that you're holding. And I thought, what do you mean, like these? Jesus God, bloody Christ Almighty. Christ Almighty. Sticky Vicky, okay. And here, speaking of dirty, vulgar women, Lisa Dale, instead of spending money on ASDA sex toys again, you should learn to bloody read and write properly, will you, Lisa? You know, you're so thinking about all those big Gambian sausages that, you know, you don't get your grammar correctly. Instead of spending money on sex toys again, you actually put your money together, stay at home and help the people. Oh my God! Oh, I'm sure that's what you do. You probably go out there and act like, you know, you're probably the female equivalent of Champagne Charlie when you go out to Turkey and Tunisia and Gambia and splash the cash. You probably go into a bar and open your legs and say, "Come on, guys, come and get it. Come and get it." I know it's big and wide and it's sweaty and hairy, but go, you know, whatever. It's free, guys. That's probably what you say, Lisa. Oh well, nice to hear from you again. Kipax, someone posted a video saying the beer garden is the only place open in Battalion. No, whatever. No, whatever. Well, I was in the beer garden early this year, pretty good. So let's say, okay, where are we here? Let's see. Nick Ross, flying over the Amazon. I've been on a boat through the Amazon. I've actually been, I crossed the border in Colombia and I took a Brazilian boat, a proper Brazilian boat, through the Amazon for several days. Stopped off, stayed in a jungle lodge in the rainforest. Absolutely magnificent. Jesus, that's what you call an adventure. Okay. So let me see now. Okay. Let's see. Why are white fools? What's the mongering like in Italy? I went there to see the sights, mate. I went there to see the sights. I was a young man at the time. Let's see, Mark Oliver, they need to brace Pisa, keep it falling. It would be a shame if it fell over because it's so iconic. But it wasn't so much the tower that was disappointing. I found it was the surroundings, really. Okay, anyway, okay. So another one on my list, Machu Picchu. Do you know what I climbed? I could have climbed, you know, the actual mountain there. It's possible. I think you have to put your name down early on in the day not to climb that. But I went through this village in the skies, the city in the skies of Machu Picchu, and this is a tourist attraction that does not disappoint. I went there. I actually spent Christmas Day there. Whoa, 2010. I think it was Christmas Day 2010. Absolutely magnificent. And this is the famous postcard image. But what you might know, if you actually go around, there's lots of other rainforested mountains in that vicinity. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Machu Picchu is well worth a visit. Now, the thing that you have to be aware of when you go to Peru or Bolivia, but is of the altitude. A lot of people simply can't stomach the altitude. You know, you may be 4 kilometers above sea level, which is a hell of an altitude. Now, but what you may not know is that if you're going to visit Machu Picchu, you will probably be staying for a while in the city of Cuzco, which is about 100 kilometers away from Machu Picchu. It's the base city is called Augusto Calientes. But what you may not realize is that the city of Cuzco is about 3,800 meters above sea level. It's about that, right? Less than 4 kilometers, 3,800 meters above sea level. So the city of Cuzco has high altitude. And you may think, oh, it's going to be terrible when I go to Machu Picchu and I climb up there. What you may not realize is that Machu Picchu is actually 1,000 meters less. It's 2,800 above sea level. So if you stay in Cusco for a while, you go to Machu Picchu, and it's not that bad. The altitude isn't that bad, but it's a wonderful place. It was built by the the Mayans, Incas, whatever. The lost city in the sky. It's a wonderful sight, and it is well worth a visit. I spent Christmas Day there, 2010, and it's wonderful. Mark Oleg. People used to be able to go in the torch section of the Statue of Liberty, but not anymore. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Gemini Star, Sophie Loren is 87 years old. God bless her. God bless her. David Heisenberg, I work on the buses in early to late 1980s as a bus conductor, and we went past the Leaning Tower of Hackney. No one's tried to get down the flats, but only the first 6th floor only. Okay, fine, thank you for that. Yogi Bear, come on, guys. If we join hands, we can give Lisa a hug and get all the way around. Okay, fine. Thank you. And Mark Allen Singh come by. I imagine us all holding hands around dirty, sweaty trollop Lisa and singing, "Come by, my lord, come by." Lisa's going to Gambia for a big, whopping big sausage. Okay, absolutely. Who's this? Poor Scott. How many glasses of lemonade has Eddie had so far? 0. But this gin isn't bad. In fact, it's bloody good. Okay, last couple of tourist attractions. Let me see. Last couple of tourist attractions. How about this one? Chichen Itza, Mexico. Now, I went to Mexico once. I didn't stay there. I only there for a few weeks, and I went to the Central American countries. But I've actually climbed this, and this is one. I don't know if you can still climb Chichen Itza, but it is wonderful. It's very, very precarious. I climbed it there by a rope. Using a rope and then coming down. But I remember being in the top part of Chichen Itza in the Mayan pyramid in Mexico, and it is wonderful. It's simply down a Mayan pyramid, but it's absolutely wonderful. And I think they've stopped people from climbing up there now. But lovely stuff. It is now listed as one of the modern, the modern ones in the world. It's not modern, but it's many. It's very, very old. But in Mexico, I went to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Chichen Itza. I think I went there on a day trip from Playa del Carmen, actually. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Actually, that doesn't disappoint. That lives up to expectation. If you get the chance to go there, why the hell not? So that's Chichen Itza. Yeah, Kipax would love to go to Peru next year. Go there, mate. Go there. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Let's see, Mark Hollick, 450,000 live in Cusco. Cusco's a very, very, I spent the Christmas there in Cusco. Very, very nice place. It's got the highest Irish pub. I think, I can't remember the name, but it's a very, very Irish name in the world, in Cusco, Peru. It's also the town where that wonderful Liverpool DJ John Peel croaked it. He was planning on going to Machu Picchu, but he never made it. I don't think he took a heart attack in Peru. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Here we go. So we've done Chichen Itza. So there's one more to do. Okay, there is one more. There's one more to do. Okay. There's one more to do, and this is a place. It's not an actual building or a waterfall, and it's actually a city, really, but it is one of the world's most iconic cities, which certainly does not disappoint. And it is the wonderful, the absolutely amazing Venice. It's the wonderful Venice. There's nowhere like it in the world. I mean, Venice is so iconic that so many other places around the world are called the Venice of the east, the Venice of the south, the Venice of the north. No, there's only one Venice, and it's in Italy, and it is wonderful. It's a weird place, but it is so. I'll tell you something. Venice is so wonderful and iconic and weird and wonderful and beautiful that if I'm watching a movie, if I watch Netflix or any other day, if there's a movie that's set in Venice, I will always watch it. I will always watch a movie, whatever it is, a horror movie, a thriller, even a romantic movie, whatever it is, I will always watch a film that is set in Venice because it is such an iconic place. And it's such an iconic place. Clive says Venice is sinking. Well, it took a long time to sink, mate. Okay, yeah, whatever. Why oh why fools? What's the mongering like in Venice? Some people only bloody think of the one thing, don't they? Let me see. Nick Ross, Rome is a filthy city, overrated. Paul Scott, Venice is just too busy, smells. Thank the Lord they stopped Venice. I went up to the top of the tower in St. Mark's, the bell tower in St. Mark's Square, overlooking. Yeah, you know, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. David Coleman, I took the bus to the top of Machu Picchu from Caliente at the bottom. Yeah, that's quite a nice little town, that Augusto Calientes. Capo, you and Lisa in the gondolier, nah, she bloody sank the thing, she would. Okay. Let's see. Glenn Hendricks, absolutely agree. Venice. There's been a couple of James Bond movies filmed in Venice. Wonderful. Mark Hollick, Mission Impossible 7, filmed in Venice and Rome. Really? Really, Matt? I haven't seen that. Oh, I've got to see it, man. I haven't seen Mr. I've got to see it. If it's filmed in Venice and Rome, then I have to see it. I have to see it. Delboy K, the Italian Job, Venice. No, not the original one, mate. The original Italian Job with Michael Caine was filmed in Turin. I don't know if the modern one was filmed in. No, I didn't actually see that. Kipax, is it expensive? I don't know much about it. Well, when I went there, it had the Italian lira, so it wasn't really that expensive. But I believe Italy's become very, very expensive, you know, these days. He was Ed Sweeney's 20 stone white back in England. Anyone fancy it? Only if it involves Lisa Dale. Okay. Who's this? David Coleman, Machu Picchu. Just happened in Japan, all the Japanese tourists. Oh, geez, that's dreadful. That's dreadful. Let's see. Lord of Dreams, European tourist destinations are just too expensive. Can't compete with the Far East. Of course, yet they are expensive, but they're also very iconic. There's nowhere in the Far East or anywhere that looks like Venice. It's a one-off, regardless of what you may have heard. Oh, Mark Hollick, 2023 Mission Impossible. Oh, so it hasn't actually been made yet. I'd love to see it. I've got to see it. Nick Ross, I had an Italian girlfriend when I was living in Singapore. She got deported on suspicion of committing. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. Glenn Hendricks, which James Bond movie ends with the scene from Venice? From Russia with Love. Okay, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Paul Scarf, the problem with Venice is the locals really do hate it. So yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. Well, the Blackpool people hate people who are not from Blackpool. Who's that? David Coleman. I drink cocoa tea all the time. I was up in Cusco and then going to Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca. I went to Lake Titicaca. That's in Bolivia. I don't know if it borders Peru, but Lake Titicaca. I went to do Lake Titicaca. I believe it's the highest altitude lake in the world in Bolivia. Wonderful stuff. Lovely stuff. Tom Red FM, Don't Look. I love that movie with Donald Sutherland and Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. Wonderful movie. Only in Thailand. Sorry, Ed, I have to disagree with you about Venice. I found Venice overcrowded, smelly, and overpriced. Yeah, but that's only because Lisa Dale was there at the time. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Crossley is the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Okay. Let's see. David Coleman, Cusco, I think, is 1,200 feet. I took a small plane up from Lima. Cusco, 1,200 feet. No, not above sea. Above sea. No. It's much more than that. It's almost 4 kilometers above sea level. Cusco, promise you. But Machu Picchu is about a kilometer less. Who's that? Kipax. Lima looks like a mad city. It's actually quite a nice city, Lima. Okay, Wildcat, Venice and all of Italy, Battalion, where we spend money why spend money on expensive places when you can do? Some of us are cultured, my friend. Some of us like to visit places where, they've seen in movies and want to experience what it's all about. You know what I mean? Who's this? Why? I was told all the women the Italian girls are hairy. They're hairy. Okay. Who's this? Clive says, and to be fair, half your fans, including me, are all perverts and not cultured. Okay, fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. Okay. I've heard this, David Colby. You don't get high on cocoa tea below, but it really helps with the altitude sickness. Listen, I'm going to finish this now. It's we've been on for 2.5 hours now, and I'm going to finish with a traditional Venetian song. Okay, a traditional Venetian song, and it goes something like this. A traditional Venetian song, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it goes like something like this. Just one cornetto, give it to me. Delicious ice cream of Italy. La la of Walls ice cream. Just one cornetto from Walls ice cream. Okay, can you just imagine me and Lisa Dale in a gondola? Jesus, I live in hope. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, so let me see now. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to say good night. Thank you. I'm going to swig the last of this. Okay. So as it stands, as it stands, as the gin 1, as the rum 0. Okay, there we go. Listen, guys, I'm going to say good night. Thank you. God bless you. I'll probably be back on Saturday night on Steady Eddie Live with a few more big questions and film reviews and all kinds of bollocks and all that. Listen, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. We've been on for 2.5 hours tonight. It's been a good laugh. It's been wonderful you fellas to come along. Have a great weekend. It's bank holiday the weekend this weekend, but whatever. Good night. Thank you. God bless you. Hopefully you can tune in on Saturday night on Steady Eddie Live, 10 p.m. UK time. If not, have a lovely weekend and I'll see you soon. Cheers.